Hello, everyone. Another Friday. Uh, it's been 12. I was reminded yesterday it's been 12 weeks since things started to change. And what I mean by that, and I think I don't have to say it, but I will. Um, since mid March, life isn't the same as we usually are used to it, having it be. The fact that we haven't been meeting, and recognition days have been canceled, postponed, rescheduled, back and forth. Lots happened in 12 weeks, and it seems like it's been a lot longer, but it really hasn't. And with one day tending to blend into the other, it's kind of hard to sometimes realize what day it is, and that's why I had to say, "Yep, today's Friday." Um, that's why last week I suggested that you try to make a small change, something that would hopefully have an effect on your normal routine. Again, to use that, just to change things up a little bit. And I hope you had good results with that. I made a couple of small tweaks in my schedule, and it actually paid off. I weigh less this week than I did last week, but I'm not where I want to be right now. As I've said before, my goal is that I want my post-COVID weight to be less than my pre-COVID weight, or at least be the same. This up and down over the past 12 weeks has been quite a challenge. So I hope you made a small change. I hope you continue to make changes in your routine so that things will progress for you. But think about this: that if you don't see a result, does that mean the change never happened? And I think it's important to realize that changes are happening at all levels. And then sometimes there's changes going on that we have no control of. Uh, Pick this latest challenge with COVID-19 that sent us into a different cascading of events. So that being said, I want to pivot to a topic that I want to touch upon today, and it's got something to do with changes, because even though you haven't seen the results yet, changes are being made. Um, by now, we would have been just wrapping up the recognition days across United States and Canada, and we'd have all our 2019 winners being out there sharing their stories and their pictures at their events, and we'd get media going in on that involved and stuff. And of course, that hasn't happened yet. Um, but we're in the process of doing something to recognize our 2019 winners, and I sympathize with them, for because I'm sure they're anxious to share their results and their stories. Um, some of you might be wondering why it's taken so long, but again, looking at the calendar, it's just been 3 weeks since a change was made, and we announced that IRD was going to now be held in 2021. Well, once that change was made, that allowed us to move forward on some other things, and we're making changes to the format on what has to be done. Uh, Winners will be acknowledged in Tops News as they normally will, and we're in the process of changing our letters, our formats, and things, and how we're going to go forward. Um, so much so that you must be wondering, well, why am I saying this today? And I think it needs to have a shout out for your field staff. Your field staff has been challenged greatly during this time, with all the changes that they had no control over, waiting for me to to help make some decisions at the board level to put other things in place. And all the field staff have been great in trying to keep things going and to help kind of take the sting out of what's been going on for this time. And just I'm going to be talking with the coordinators Monday night to kind of solidify some of the changes that will be happening. And it's not bad changes. It's just obviously you must have figured out by now that your recognition days, if we're able to have them in your area, are going to be different. They're going to be in the fall instead of the spring. They might be 1 day instead of 2 days. But the reason why I'm mentioning that, as we work through this convoluted path to go forward and stuff on this, the field staff is going to need the support from the members. They're going to need you to understand why things are being done a certain way, and hopefully that will work for everyone. It's challenging, definitely, but we want to make sure that our 2019 winners are recognized, and in some fashion, whether it's at a meeting or it's a virtual recognition. Try to get publicity in their area. Some of the normal stuff that we would do, but in a different to format. So I think it's important to know that plans are in place. I think what will help with these plans is that I am hearing that some areas, I should say, excuse me, some areas the chapters are starting to meet, albeit maybe they just got a weigh-in going on, and then they're going home and calling each other, whatever. But it's working. We've got some parts of Tops Nation that are getting back to normal, and that will go well with some of the stuff going forward. So just because you're not seeing something happen right yet, sometimes a change will take time for the results to show. But I think if we all stay together, support each other, and make sure that we are there for our field staff, again, because they need our support too, I think everybody will be satisfied to some extent on how this next 6 months of 2020 will roll out. Certainly not the same that we anticipated when all the coordinators got together to talk about how they wanted to put forth Tops Focus 2020 after their team meetings in late January, early February. That was a challenge. It was great. We learned a lot. We were getting ready to move forward to set up for IRD and best practices, and that went off the rails. But we're trying to bring it back. And I think we've learned a lot. We've learned that there's other ways to stay in touch by social media, which has been huge. Not everybody is using it, but that's fine. We're getting there. There's still the old-fashioned telephone to call someone or send a card. So that's what I just wanted to let you know today, that I hope the changes that you make are showing results. If they haven't, they will. And just wanted you to know that there's other changes going on that you, again, will see the results soon after we have a conversation with field staff. And again, I hope that you're there for your field staff, just like they're there for you. Again, another Friday is in the books. I hope you notice that I've got a few props here. That's right. Hopefully pretty soon I'll have another guest speaker on these Fridays to share with you, because I think as we go forward that we need to reach for the stars, and maybe we'll touch a cloud. I hope you all have a good day.